class over here, presential. Try to make it when it's in person, guys, because it's a completely different feeling to be in here than to being in the Zoom. But thank you for all of you who are there listening to us. Today is an English class. So we're going to have one of our trainers. She's around here, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Remember that we're in this series of how to kill it in the next 90 days. We don't have 90 days anymore. We have a little bit less than 90 days. So we have to really make it happen. We truly believe that you guys can do it. We still have 2 months to go to really know what we want to achieve to end 2023 and how to start in 2024. And this class is going to help you to learn how to do that. And also it's going to help you to know a little bit more about where we're at. We're at the Cove, which is one of our newest development in Edgewater. Okay. So please keep your microphones in silent as well and mute. So it will be easy for all of us to have this successful class. And we're going to get started. I'm going to try to see if I can move this a little bit closer because I feel that you guys are a little bit too far away. But let me know. Can you guys see Andreina? Andreina, wait.
Hi, guys. I'm cold today.
All right.
All right. How are you guys? I don't know how many of you guys know me or don't know me. My name is Andreina. Monserratte. I've been in the industry for a few years. I won't say just a few years, but I've always been on the side of operations and growing realtors on the side of business development for you guys. I've never been a realtor. I've never been a license. I don't want the license. So I've always been non-competing with all of you guys. I have dedicated my entire career in this industry for your growth. Assisting you in your production and doubling your production numbers year after year. So with that said,
Ask them if they can hear.
hi, can you guys hear me in the Zoom?
Hello, guys.
Are they on mute?
Yeah, but they can open the mics. Can someone open the mic and just confirm that you can hear her clearly?
Yes, we can.
Perfect. Thank you.
It's kind of weird because I always like the audience. Like, I like you guys to talk to me, so it's like so weird to do the hybrid thing. So with that said, I know the topic today is how to kill it in 90 days, right? Whatever we start doing today, you guys truly will not see the results for 3 months. And I'm guessing that's why, you know, they chose the topic of 90 days. I believe that whoever you guys start nurturing, calling, prospecting, whoever gets into your pipeline this week, still closings might not happen. This is literally for 90 days, right? But if we start doing absolutely nothing today, in 90 days, you guys will still be with nothing in your hands, right? How many of you guys are prospecting currently? Who are you prospecting?
What do you mean by correctly?
Well, or with intention, right? Consistently. Who is consistently prospecting right now in your business? How are you prospecting?
It's cold calling right now. We're calling business, we're doing a lot of things with the commercial side. You know,
Who are you cold calling?
So right now we have a development in Fort Myers, so we're calling business within the area and even business outside the area to see if they want to expand. So that's when it's with a purpose of offering them something real versus just an illusion of buying something and see what happens.
Is this your ideal client that you want to attract and continue to work with long term?
Sure.
And I ask that because that is with intention, right? I feel that whoever you should be touching should be exactly who you want to build your business with, right? If for those of them, like let's say, if you want to start working with buyers who will come to Cove, right? And are buying properties like Cove or in the Edgewater area, you should be attracting those who are buying Cove. How would I do that? First, I would be here. I would become best friends with Beatriz, right? And I would be asking her, who are the buyers? Where are they coming from? What is their geographic? what are the realtors in the areas of Vine Cove where they? Can I start becoming their friend and getting referrals from them, right? So when you tell me I am reaching out and prospecting and cold calling businesses for this commercial, is this your ideal client? And you want to continue to attract, because if you're building a business in that area, it is not just, well, I have this one, I have these properties, and after that, I'm gonna go to the next deal. No, after that, what is the next deal that's gonna be great for this audience? Because this audience has friends, they have family members, they have other business people that might need that same sort of service. Does that make sense? Who else is prospecting? Who are you prospecting?
I'm prospecting the people, just like door knocking.
Just by door knocking. Actually love when somebody tells me I am door knocking. I remember going to a conference before COVID, like everybody knows the conferences before COVID, but before COVID, I went to this conference, and one of the stories that they said there was that there was this real estate company that had been around for many years, and their oldest realtor was always door knocking, and that oldest realtor was their top producer year after year after year after year. And every young realtor used to go into, classes with him or into his mentoring program about how to door knock. And they would start it up, and they'd be like, oh, I don't know if he's doing it, this doesn't work, and it always fails. But the moral of that story was that he had been doing it consistently for X amount of years, right? So if you are door knocking, are you doing it within your neighborhood? In a different neighborhood? Is it in your area?
I call over, it doesn't matter where it is.
Are you randomly saying this week I'm gonna go to this neighborhood and the next week I'm gonna go to this other neighborhood? And I'm asking you this question for a reason, right? Because I feel like if you're gonna door knock, and I knock on, and I make a plan, right? For this week, I'm gonna knock on 100 doors. So on Monday, I'm gonna knock on 10 doors. On Tuesday, I'm gonna do another 10 doors, and so forth, right? What happens? Now, when you start working on this one, the neighbors of all the other houses are seeing you. It's like a billboard, right? Every time you're in a car, see the same billboard. So during this week, even though you're gonna knock on their door, people saw you. They're walking their dog. They're wondering what you're doing there. The following week, the people who you've already knocked on now are seeing, right? Now you can start doing community events. Hey, I invite this neighborhood to this dog, let's a dog event, or I'm gonna do a pop-up shop with the local restaurants and the shops. But the whole point is the consistency behind the door knocking. And the consistency behind that one neighborhood, so they get to know you well. At the last class, they asked the question, because they were like, I really, really want to work within my own neighborhood. And I was like, that's beautiful. Because you're seeing you all the time. I go, if you have this neighborhood, I have known for my WhatsApp group chats, right? You grab now all of your neighbors and you're like, listen, we went through the pandemic, nobody had toilet paper. It was madness. Let's all get in this group chat. And you guys are, and now you guys are talking about community things. Did you guys know that this restaurant opened up in the neighborhood? Do you know that this concert's happening? Hey, do you know that our market values are this? And you start getting known as the go-to for your real estate market within your neighborhood. The minute you're an admin in a group chat, you know everything. Does that make sense? So now if I know everything because you started this group chat, now you're start putting in your market reports, your market values. Hey, do you guys know that this many houses went on sale? Do you know that the last one sold at this? How many renters are here? So when you go door knocking, don't go door knocking just for the sake of door knocking. Like, hey, I might meet someone today. I want you to do it with intentions of 3 months from now. By door knocking here, this is the amount of them, the certain amount of people want to meet. This is the amount of people I want to start having conversations about real estate with. This is the amount of people I want to have in my pipeline. is the amount of sales I'm gonna do within this farming area that I'm doing. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, because I'm religious too, it happened that I do nothing, someone will be invited me right away for Friday night and Saturday or something like that, I became very personal.
It's just like
That's why one would.
with intention, right? So then I go back to like phone calling. 100 phone calls gives you 8 to 12 conversations. Okay, 100 phone calls, that should take you 1 hour, should lead you to have 8 to 12 conversations. And those conversations does not mean like, I'm ready to buy real estate. Those conversations are, hi, how are you? Right? And then you throw in there, I'm a realtor. How are you? Happy birthday. I'm doing great. I'm doing real estate. So you have to throw that real estate in that conversation. So if you have 8 to 12 people on the phone out of 100 and you're having a conversation where you are reminding someone that you're a realtor, that leads to 3 to 4 in your pipeline a month, which will lead to 1 closing consistently every month. Does that make sense? So it's the same thing as door knocking. So if you put it, door knocking, it's not 100 phone calls in 1 hour. Door knocking is probably gonna be 15 houses in an hour. Might people open their door? Maybe, maybe not. Everybody has a ring now. But for example, now it's fall. Halloween is here. So now imagine if you're door knocking and you go to those pumpkin patches and you buy the tiny little, I don't know how much they are anymore because of inflation, but they used to be 50 cents. And you buy a whole bunch of little tiny little pumpkins and you attach your card on there. Hey, happy fall, happy Halloween, whatever it is that you might wanna throw out there. And then you start getting to know everybody your door. Now it's not just like, hi, I'm a realtor, how can I help? Now it's like, happy Halloween, neighbor. Easter, like there's so many opportunities to door knock, to make phone calls, and so forth. I don't know the stats as much as I do know the stats on phone calls when it comes to door knocking, so I don't know how many doors you actually have to knock before getting someone into your pipeline and being able to close them. Maybe, I don't know if you know those stats.
To be honest with you, the point is because I'm training also the salespeople for door knocking.
I love that, by the way.
It's the hardest way, especially when it's summer or yes, whatever in Florida. That summer winter, it's
Yeah, cold today.
But when you are sitting down, it's a comfort zone for you and you hold. There is no eye-to-eye connection. I compare 20-30 the cold call, 40 phone call with one door knocking, because one of the door knocking that I did it 2 years ago, now it's giving me the answer that they come and see me.
Correct.
Because the connection between the human being and the trust and just talking.
And there's you've been consistent. And are you doing anything else besides door knocking? Like you knock on the door, do you get their card, do you get their information? Like, do you go back and like how often are you going back to their door?
We usually go back that they pull me up, but even I go to the hotels, I go to other commercials and I do as a.
I love it because the intention is there. Like anything with intention and consistency, I am obsessed with. Yes.
Hi, how are you? My name is Charlie.
Hi, Charlie.
I do door knocking for as far like you said, I get a lead that someone comes to foreclosure. But I do find that door knocking is definitely, I've never done cold calling.
I don't know why everybody's afraid of the phone. Like if somebody's gonna fight you on the other side.
You know what? I started real estate 6 years ago, more so on the investment side. I just became a realtor a year ago, but I never did cold calling. I like the fact that to know that somebody already is in trouble or they need help or something like that, right? So for me, I was a little shaky with the cold calling, so I know I do good in person, right? Cause they can feel your
Most of us
energy,
do, but
right? But it does get a little bit, challenging, but I feel like if you door knock, I feel like you get a higher, for me, because, yeah, they're seeing me, they're feeling my energy, I don't come really dressed up, suit and tie, whatever it is. I come maybe in some jeans, maybe in a blazer, sometimes sneakers,
have
sometimes.
any of you heard of Brigitte Dunn? She's not my favorite human, however, she is a realtor in Biscayne. And she started in the industry like 30 years ago. She's one of the toppest producers for Fortune International, right? She started her business door knocking. And that entire team, chances are it's about 5 realtors who have all of those listings, and she's one of them. And she started door knocking. She had moved here from a different country, didn't know the language, was crazy door knocking, she didn't care if it was about real estate or if it was like she needed to wash her car because she needed the money so desperately. Yeah. But she was like, what do I need? I want any services that you need. I am here. I'm with my, with my mom. We will help you. And that's how she built her business years ago.
And if they're not there, I need to know. I write a handwritten note with my card.
And she's not, it's been 20 years since she hasn't worked. I don't see her. But she has built business within that community that was her story. Are any of you guys playing catch-up conversations with the people you know? That's my favorite, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That is my favorite way of actually prospecting.
Yes.
Okay, when you are calling someone that you know, that maybe you haven't spoken to in a while, whoever's to your phone should be listening, should be hearing from you at least every 3 months. Okay? Hi, how are you? We haven't spoken in a while. Happy birthday. Facebook gives birthdays. Happy birthday. What are you doing for? I love that restaurant. Man, I'm in real estate. I'm doing great. Do you know that the interest rates are finally gonna come down? It was another topic yesterday in every chat, right? But those phone calls will get you so far. These people in your phone already know you, already like you, they already trust you, and if those 3 happen, they're gonna do business with you.
What about criminals? Even though it's more sadder, like I have a line.
The what, I'm sorry?
Funeral.
Okay.
Like I have
Like a wedding crasher?
So maybe just sending some water or whatever it is. It doesn't mean you have to put your card on it, but just if it's somebody that you know.
So you touched a point there. So one of my very best friends, she has a PhD in psychology, right? And I used to love hearing her speak because she used to talk a lot about the psychology in somebody's brain, right? So it is said that if I give you something, subconsciously, you're gonna feel like you owe me something, right? So the minute, but without you even knowing, right? Imagine when it's Christmas and a neighbor knocks on your door and they're like, hi, and then you're like, oh, shit, you see that? And then you're like, oh, you know, like that, and you didn't think so you just touched that, like if they need water, they need to be fed, they're gonna feel like, man, she was there for a time of need, right? Same thing as birthday. Can I invite you to a coffee for your birthday? I haven't seen you in a while. Oh man, she's happy. She wants it. And how much does a freaking coffee cost? Right? I'm a realtor, I'm in real estate, I'm doing great. How are you doing? I haven't seen you. The minute you mention real estate and they feel like that is the way that they can pay you back. Your goal. Like, man, my business is really important to me. I'm doing this. I really love it. You start throwing, I don't know, whatever stack in there. And they'll be like, oh man, let me think. If they go to a birthday dinner that night and somebody's like, we're in the market to buy a renters. My friend's a realtor. I just spoke to her today. This is her number. She does. She'll take care of it. Does that make sense to you guys?
Question.
Yes.
It says, when you talk to anybody, all of 10, 11 are real estate.
Yes.
So I want to know Are you, compete with this kind of conversation?
9 and 10 are realtors, but out of the 9 and 10, how many are doing this full time?
And not only that, how many employees? Oh, my wife is the other.
But the way that I see those are really referral opportunities. Oh my God, my wife is a realtor. Man, when did she get her license? Oh, she just got it, or she got it 5 years ago, but we haven't done anything with it. Oh, if she ever needs my help, I've been doing this for this amount of time, I would love to help her. I will mentor her, I will help her with anybody she has. Send me the referral, I'll walk her through. 50% of zero, still zero. You know what I'm saying? How many of you guys are working, I haven't heard from any of you back there. What are you guys doing? Talk to me. Anyone? When was your last closing? On Monday? Congratulations. Did you buy yourself a nice bottle of wine to celebrate yourself? Because if you don't celebrate yourself, then it's not gonna feel good every time you close.
You know, you're right, because it became just normal to go, you know?
Cost a little, right? And you, well, when you were going, when you got this one client for this transaction, were you still prospecting everybody else, or were you just concentrating on
No,
this
I was hard, because you just never know, you never fall in love with a transaction, no.
Do you know how many realtors are like, oh my God, I have this in my pipeline now? And then they work this one out, and then they close, and they're like, oh, holy shit, next month I'm broke. Because I have nothing in there. I, you know? And we do that because we are reactive agents, and I repeat myself on this all the time. We react to our day instead of waking up with intentions and building habits, right? Habits of productivity, habits of time blocking. I wanna see a house right now, I could be there at 10. You know what, I'm unavailable at 10, however, maybe at 11, I can show you the property, let me call the listing agents when they're available. One, they'll bother you more because you're not just waiting for them to react, right? But another part of it is, how do you stop, take a breath, and follow a guideline of your day? By the end of the day, you're burnt out, you haven't done the 50 things that were on your to-do list if you're just reacting. And we all do that. We get a phone call and we're like, and a client might call and say, I don't know, I wanna do a showing, submit this offer, I saw this on Zillow, and we're just like with our heads cut off. I know so many realtors that maybe started in the industry and then somehow turned themselves also into property managers, and now, oh, the light bulb burned out. Great, tell them that you're gonna Uber a freaking light bulb to the up. Why are you running for this light bulb? Stop. Make a plan. Wake up with intentions. I want you guys to wake up tomorrow, and I want you guys to sit down and everything that you do through the day, write it down. I woke up 7:30 in the morning, went to pee, took a shower, brushed my teeth, but I also want you to write in there how many times you actually opened up your Instagram and ate shit on there, and your TikTok, and your Snapchat, and your Facebook. And how many times you closed out Instagram and reopened it again? That's why I do that all the time. But ask me how many times I'm posting consistently. Or putting up my stories to attract business. Or how many times I've stopped to research my hashtags that I should be using on my posts that I'm not posting. Right? But I opened up Instagram 20 times from the time I left my house to the time I got here. Why are you laughing, Beatriz? Am I hitting a point?
Yeah, that one.
That one hit a point?
Yeah, that one was hard. For me, I realized
Wait,
that.
Yeah, you know what? It's a habit. that happens. The whole point of the exercise that you're gonna do tomorrow is kind of reaction. Right? But I want you guys to literally write it down, and tomorrow night, I want you guys to scratch out the non-producing. And the next day, try to only do your producing things. I promise you, the hardest thing, because we've already built the bad habits of the Instagram 20 times from the time we leave our house to the time we make it to the place we gotta go to.
For me, what I do when I know I feel I'm not being productive, I know it's because of Instagram, and so what I do. It's something perfect, and then you know what I do? I will literally say, get off and focus, right? Because online is one thing, but you need to make sure that most of my business come from offline. You know,
Yes.
so I just focus offline, and lately, not gonna lie.
But I don't wanna knock out the online, and I'm gonna tell you why, right? This happened in 2018. I really was building my name out there. I was like, I don't know how to do this, but I did it online, right? So I'm not knocking it down, but I was so intentional with what I wanted to do. Once a month, I used to pick a theme. I used to create all of my flyers. I used to create all my videos. I remember being at that Optima office, and I used to take 6 shirts with me and different lipsticks. And I used to create one video, shirt. And I used to create like as many videos as I could. And I used to schedule them all out and not think about it for a month, but it was intentional. And I knew exactly my hashtags, and I would rotate my hashtags, and I had the perfect time, and one would go out at 3, the other next day would go out at 12, and like everything was so intentional. I had no idea what anybody else was doing online. I had no idea what anybody else was doing online. Does this make sense to you guys?
It does.
So I'm gonna speak a little bit about the environment. Speak about just focus on actually things today when it comes to intentions and focus and discipline. And I love saying her story because I wish I was more like her. She's just a tiny little human. But a few years ago, she started in Oxford cheerleading. She had been a cheerleader since age 3. I went crazy for her an all-star and masochist to this life now. But when she started the first year, we had no clue how it worked. I would drop her off, I would pick her up, she would go to her team, and I would take her to competitions, had no clue how that gym worked. The following year, she said to me, Mom, I'm a level 1 and I want to be a level 4 next year. Okay. How does this work? What is level 4? So I started asking her questions. What does it take for you to go from level 1 to level 4? What are those skills? Who are the coaches that are going to get you there? How many of you guys have a mentor or follow somebody that's actually selling what you want to be selling? In the areas that you actually guys want to be selling? In the buildings that you want to be selling? Why are we not seeing what they're doing? We don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's already happening, right? So I told her, we'll speak to the coaches, find out who's coaching those classes, from what time to what time. Know that this is your schedule for your team. I cannot interrupt your team. There's a time you need to be home. And if your grades fall, all of your group classes and your private classes are gone, right? She went, probably a week later, she said, all right, Mom, from this time to this time is this class, from this time to this time, I want this private class, from this time to this time. She built her entire schedule, okay? What happened when she did that? She went from a full level 1, okay? She didn't make it to level 4. She was a solid level 3 on the floor. No, that first year she was a solid level 2. She saw how hard it took. She's in a gym 5 hours every single day. She works with the coaches that got her to the level 2, right? The minute she got to level 2, she's like, all right, Mom, I don't want to work with this coach anymore because money goes up to level 2. And now this time I need to do this class. And so she switched her entire schedule around last year when she was in level 2. She became a full level 3 on the floor, doing level 4 skills on the tracks, right? She wants to be a flyer, so she's already a level 5 flyer. But she cannot be on a level 5 team until her thumbnail is done right? But she's at the gym. Last night she left the gym at 10:30 at night. And I'm at the door from 9 o'clock. School tomorrow. She came up to me, she said, Mom, that kid I'm starting with is on your goal. That is our world's team. In 2 years, I'm competing against the world. He asked me to help him. I cannot leave right now. If I leave, he's gonna ask another fighter to help him tomorrow. I'm staying. How many of you guys are listening to podcasts? Listening to the people you want to work alongside with? How many of you guys are teaming up with people that are great at the thing that you suck at? Because if you start building what you're amazing at, and you team up with somebody that is amazing at what you suck at, that's our powerhouse. Don't try to get better at things that you suck at. Get better at this. So if one of you is great at cold calling and the other one's great at doing presentations, you call, she presents, that one writes the contracts. Does this make sense? You know, the class is called how to kill it in 90 days, not how to kill yourself in 90 days, right? So do things with intention and consistency, because if we're like, you're gonna kill it in 90 days, so let's go, oh, but this one called and that one, now, that's what I'm for, Instagram, kill yourself, don't burn yourself out. Does this make sense to you guys? Yes.
I have a question. Because I'm in the middle of all of these things, I've been cheated a few times, unfortunately.
We all do, no matter what side of the industry you are in.
Stupid. I noticed that if I come out with somebody as a team, and that person in commercial send NDA or something, and you know, or contract or whatever, at the end, he gets ready on the, you know, not as a clear commission that we're gonna split, but at the end, he's the one who is the one that gets split, because he's the one, or she's the one that is on the front line, and shows itself, here I am, and the people that is backing that person, not even look to give the information.
Do you want to know how you can also get credit for your work?
Just to be a cleaning fair person for somebody.
What are you doing to get that credit?
What I'm doing, that's what I bring the buyer, I bring the seller, and then.
No, but afterwards, once it closes, what are you doing for you to get that credit? And I'm asking this like, because a lot of us, you know, it's easy in general, right? Because in general real estate, you can call the listing agent and say, hey, put me down as that selling agent, right? But you will create your post and say what you were a part of. You know, start creating your marketing material so that you can start getting the credit for those things as well. So that even though they ended up with a shiny trophy that you sold it, if you were a part of it and bring the buyer, you should also be creating marketing material. Unfortunately, we don't have a platform that's heavy on commercial that says like, hey, so-and-so brought the buyer, unless that commercial deal was part of, you know, the MLS. But you can start creating all of your marketing material to, and that shows looking for you.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, so start creating the marketing material for you, or putting yourself out there. I never want, I mean, when you guys sat down in Gold Coast or in whatever place you guys went to get your license, right? Whether it was online, in person, whatever it was so that you would let go of this boss, right? And so that you guys can start creating your own success, and so that you guys wouldn't have your, you know, somebody telling you what time to show up, or that also takes away that corporate people of the awards. Maybe your brokers are doing like award ceremonies and all that, but at the end of the day, if you want the pat on the back of what you did, post it on yourself. Create your marketing material based on your closings instead of your showings. Does that make sense? And if I was very smart, I would put myself and that listing agent or whoever was involved. So that now you're tagging them and now they have no other choice but to put you out there that you are a part of this transaction, therefore giving you that credit back. How many? Yes.
Do you have a structure that you can share when it comes to the posting and having that online presence? Making that schedule as unique for each of us, but maybe yours.
You guys should be putting posts at least 3 times a week. You guys should be putting stories out there every single day. I would say several times a day. Okay, I would grab one day out of the month and I would sit down. See, like when I first started, and I like. When I first started, I did it based on the themes, right? So like, I don't know what to do back then. So like my first month I did the MLS fines, right? Hey, do you guys know that if you enter the wrong area code, you're gonna get a $500 fine? Like I literally created posts like that. Why? Because my audience was always a realtor, and in order to bring a realtor into my page, I was creating themes. And that way I didn't sit down thinking, what do I talk about? You know what I mean? So if I would be a realtor, right? One of my posts per month should be a market report of the area that I want to work in, right? One post out of the month should be knowledge on what's happening in my, in the market. Is it going up? Is it going down? I would do a post on how to buy a house, and then a post on how to sell a house. Do you know the steps that it takes to sell the house? I post all of your steps, whether it's a video or a post, you guys can do this. I don't know how many of you guys are intimidated by video or not.
Are you doing, is your audience realtors and real estate?
Just realtors. My audience.
So you're
is
marketing and.
I haven't done marketing. That's why I said like all the things I'm not doing that I should be doing, and just like everybody else. I stopped doing my heavy marketing. Right after the pandemic, I was working for a broker that did not allow me to brand and market myself because they were afraid that the minute I left, I would bring everybody with me. So my marketing did stop for a few years. And then when you are so consistent with things and you stop for a while, it is so hard to get back on that horse.
Yes.
Oh, it is so hard to bring back old habits. Yes.
The mix and the personal with the professional things like
Actually, I love that, by the way. And I love that question because people follow people and they're not following companies. So, and I like using Kim Kardashian as an example, right? Look at Kim Kardashian's page and see how many followers she has. And then look at her business page and see how many followers she has, right? Look at Skims versus Kim Kardashian, right? You're gonna see that Kim Kardashian has a shitload more followers. Why? Because people don't want to be looking at underwear all day on their feed, but they do care about what she eats, where she goes, who she's with, who her kids are, right? So I love the mix. Like if I were you, right, and I am at my kids' cheer competition, I would be posting how proud I am of her and her achievements. The same way that I would next, when we get out of here, maybe I'm gonna go and have sushi and I'm gonna post my plate because the plate was fabulous. The same way I'm gonna post about market reports, and the same way I'm gonna post about how to sell a home, and my hashtags are different, right? For every single post that I do. So what's great is that how many of you guys are using hashtag Miami Realtor? You guys are attracting realtors.
Right.
But if you're like sushi and water, sushi and water, the clients who like sushi who might need a home. Yes. No, I like that.
in my case, I work like in real estate and I work with a business consultant in a company. I want to have like 3 different Instagram.
I would put it all together. I would just be very, here comes the legal side of things, right? I would be very careful in the liability of having the job done for the same client. Does that make sense?
No, but really.
You have a license for real estate that if somebody buys a property from you and then you also put the furniture in that property and something goes wrong, your license might be held because of liability because of the two transactions that you put together. That's why lenders cannot do the lending or and be a realtor in those situations.
In my case, I'm not the owner of the one.
It doesn't matter because in a lawsuit, they really might be nice.
No, I work with the design consultant like that.
No, you have a license to do this.
I have like to be like.
And you have to follow the code of ethics of that license. Does that make sense? So just be very, I am okay with anybody posting like, hey, I do credit repairs and then I also am a realtor. But I would be very careful how I treat the client that needs me for both. Does that make
If
sense?
something goes wrong in one, then it may go over to the other.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But I can promote.
You can vote.
Yeah.
Actually, what's happening now, the trend is that professional pages are disappearing. Because it's pointless, because you as a human being have different areas. You're a mom, you're a friend, and you're a professional. Like a doctor.
And it's so hard to maintain.
So that's the new trend, you know, that professional.
I've never had
That's why you cannot
I
change the
did.
personal.
If-
Yeah, change the practice.
People buying the aviator,
And
If they,
that's it.
and they trust you,
Yeah. They want
they'll
to
do business.
Yeah.
It's the rule of life. I remember, I went to a conference years ago and a broker said in that conference, people love to see puppies,
Yeah, maybe.
babies, wedding,
Yeah.
right?
Imagine.
Mansion, like lifestyle, right?
Lifestyle.
Lifestyle,
Lifestyle.
you know, how many of us stop every time we see something that is funny, right? Like we're always watching our
Yeah.
Instagram on what's funny, but then we might pickpocket something out of that. I don't know what they were wearing, what they were saying, what they were doing, I don't know, right?
With that question, just to add, thing is, if you have different parts of yourself, how are we able to nurture each of those? Because maybe I don't want to be projected as a realtor. Maybe I wanna become projected as something else. But I want to also sell real estate, so having a professional page is good or not good, or just having my one page and then representing it, I'm a chef, I'm a realtor, I'm a mom, like so many things, it's confusing, it's not niche wise. If someone is wanting to buy real estate, they want a specialist, they're not always like,
But
oh,
that's why, like, you have to, again, we go back to the word intentional, right? So even though I'm posting my children, I am still gonna post that market report, right? And if somebody likes that market report on my page, I will go into their DM, hey, how are you? I saw you like my market report, I saw your name, you haven't spoken in a while, if you ever need anything, let me know. Like, you have to be intentional with this, so even though you're at the beach and you're eating, and you're with your kids, the market report should be on there.
so it could be all of these
Yeah.
different businesses.
Yes.
Because there's digital marketing, there's so
Yes
many.
and no, I will say that the rate of somebody who is doing multiple selling industries and don't concentrate fully in one is very hard, and unless they fully concentrate on one of their businesses is not gonna do well.
Yeah.
Okay, if you are licensed and you're a teacher, you're in a classroom all day. So your intentions, after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it is very hard for you to pick up your day. Now you're tired, you woke up early, you've been dealing with children all day, you have to grade their homework, you have to put in whatever it is that teachers do, right? So when you get out of one work, you're not gonna go run into that other job and now like, okay, now I got a prospect and I gotta follow up and I gotta do showings and I gotta write this. It is one of them's fault. There's a reason why small businesses after 5 years fail. You know? You have to be intentional with the things that you're putting into your life. If you're an interior designer, but your goal is to be in real estate, your intention should always be, all right, I am here, but that lady who's buying this couch, probably needs it for a new property. Like, the intention has to be that end goal.
I have a comment too also, I think there's people focus on the niche, even if
Yes.
you're only doing real estate, don't try to get all the buyers in Biscayne, all the sellers that have been to Doral, all the renters in Doral, I'm gonna get none, it's not gonna be success, just focus on one niche.
Correct.
And do your advertising, your marketing, your farming, or niche, or students, or baby boomers, whatever.
And you
you
know what you just
desire.
said, a niche, and you didn't say area, right?
No.
And because if you wanna concentrate on just letting through doctors, dude, you should be out in the hospital, or like, at least once a week, getting to know every day, can I put a label here? Hey, I have a program for this. Hey, doctors, let's work together. And it doesn't necessarily mean that all the doctors are live together and go Gables and take it off. But I am the same way when it comes to, you know what, my niche is this one building. Does that make sense? And you concentrate on this one building and you sell this one building and you're gonna be hanging out in the lobby of this. And every time you do an event, you're gonna invite your neighbors. To this one. And everybody's gonna know that you're a realtor for this one building. Any questions, anything that you guys wanna chime in or? Cause I love it, does anybody still have questions?
I just
Yeah.
asked any of that. We'll open the mic and you, but I don't know if anybody else cares. I don't even know what time it is. We've been so engaged in this conversation.
But I like it.
I have a question.
Yes.
This question is not only for me, for many realtors that try to ask. When you come into real estate business, obviously for a first year, God knows 2 years or whatever, if you don't have a backup in financial support, you're not gonna make it.
Yes and no. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. So, during the pandemic, I met this one realtor. She had got half of her license. Probably like 6 months, she was struggling, she didn't know what to do, she had quit her job, she thought real estate was like everybody else, the easiest thing in the world. I was my license, I was $7,000 a month. Right? Didn't happen that way for her. She was struggling. And she didn't have anybody that she was following or a mentor. She really had no idea even like what to do, right? And I met her and then the world got down with the pandemic and she said, I am gonna die, I have no money, I don't know what's going on. And I said, come to my house. During the pandemic, I had 5 realtors working out of my house every single day. Okay? And during the day, I would say, all right, here's the timer, 1 hour, everybody on the phone, everybody you know. Don't call with the intention to sell, we were doing catch-up conversations. How are you doing? Do you need anything? I'm kind of sick. How are your parents? Man, I'm really, I'm doing real estate, this, what's happening. And then the conversation started shifting, right? Oh man, you're in a condo, that sucks, but your amenities are not working. Yeah, that's why everybody's moving into single family homes. So through those conversations, she was planting seeds. Okay, that year she sold like 10 properties. But she was on the phone every single day. 1 hour prospecting, 1 hour follow-up. Every single day. She didn't have that many people on her phone. She had been here from Colombia like 3 years. So when I tell you her database was limited, it was limited. So every time everybody she would call this week, probably 2 weeks later, she was calling them again. What I liked about her story was that she helped somebody sell their property, buy the new property, okay? And thanks to that business, the following, like 2 months, 3 months later, she got a referral because this person that sold, the one that she sold, it was a neighbor now who wanted to sell. So now she sold them and helped them with that purchase. So she was doing 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. Just from getting on the phone every single day. I'm not telling you guys to pick up your phone. I mean, you should pick up your phone. But whatever way you guys are prospecting, do it with intention, consistently, and don't feel like if this stuff, like, I don't want you guys to pick up the phone like, attitude is everything. All she was thinking about was, how in the world am I going to next month? The world is shut down, I have no money, I quit my job, I don't know what I'm doing. Pop. And now the world is open, So I also love those realtors, oh, but during the pandemic, everything was moving and everything was easy, and everybody was buying, and it was all butterflies and rainbows, right? But nobody's picking up the phone calls anymore, nobody's buying leads, no one's doing anything with intention, it's as if the world shut down, and I think I said this to Beatriz. I don't think we transitioned well back into the world. I feel that way, right? Because before the pandemic, I had goals and I was working and had everything dying on. The world shut down, whatever my plans were shifted one way. And when they shifted, it was like, you went to the office, now we're back at home. Go back to that, so we never knew, we couldn't plan. We couldn't plan next week, are you crazy? We still couldn't see each other, so now that we're truly back in the world, we're still like floating, I feel, like we're not making our phone calls, we're not sending out our email campaigns, we're not catching up with people. We have no clue how the people that we used to hang out with prior to the pandemic are doing. I have my best friends of when I was 13 years old, we used to do monthly dinners together before the pandemic. Our monthly dinners died. And then the world picked up and it's like, I'm always at your game, I'm always at baseball. And we haven't stopped to say, oh, okay, I can play again. And I can do again. And I can wake up tomorrow with the intentions and with better habits and restructuring myself to do the things that I know I should be doing that are not.
For how many hours do you think that the person should,
One phone call, two
call or not?
door knocking, I would think is a little bit different, but I would say everybody should be calling for 1 hour to prospect, and they should be calling another hour to follow up. How many of you guys have been doing rentals? Rentals are my favorite. Are you calling your rental clients every 3 months? Are you preparing them to buy? Hi, I was just passing by the neighborhood, how are you doing? Do you like your neighbors? Is it close to your kid's school? How's the association? Man, if you were to buy, are you gonna be buying there? Have you thought about buying there? How are we gonna get ready to purchase? Do you know that there's 3 in the neighborhood right now that are coming up for sale? Do you know that this is the price and this would be your down payment? How many of you guys are calling your rental clients? Do you know how realtors that have been doing rentals for 10 years and have never called their rental clients ever again? Those clients are buying, just not with you, because they forgot your name.
It
Yes.
happened to me that I called to the last month. And they were both like, well, now I became a realtor. So I'm like, yeah.
And just to even keep, like, I would get that like, oh my God, do you just, do you need any help? Because maybe now, we have people to. And,
Hello.
New mom, and like I think my struggle is like,
oh,
I have like, I think I'm like the psycho mom, like I just look at my baby all day.
that's
You know, the real estate, you know, and my husband's like, okay, well, I got you the nanny. You did good about it. Focus. I like, if I hear my baby something, I go to her, and then it's like.
you wanna know how, you wanna know how to fix that? Okay, you know what, my baby is fine, we have this nanny who I trust and I like, and she's on my house today, I am going to leave. You don't have to leave for 8 hours, you know, the first few months, but you can leave at least 3.
Well, 2 times to find somebody that.
I will say, in 3 hours, you can prospect, you can follow up, and you can show. And when you get back home, you can write those contracts.
And then another thing what you were mentioning before is like messaging and reaching out to people. And
Yes.
my husband told me, you know so many people, like, it's just crazy to me that, you know.
I have a question for you.
You're not, like, utilizing that, and then, you know, we were just in vacation, and my friend's husband, my husband had to, you know, like, remind him, like, oh, Julissa does real estate, you know? You know, holy condo, he's so rich, you don't care, the continuum, and, but let me see if, you know, and then he's like, and my husband, he's successful what he does. And his business, there's so many in Miami, but my husband's like, these guys, is very crazy to me, because he does something that it's so many in Miami. But he has a lot of clients, more mainly soccer players from Europe and stuff, and he's like, they could go to anyone in Miami because there's millions to do what I do, but they come to me for years. And it's sort of because they have then, yeah. I always send like message, you know, I'm always
So
like.
I'm gonna ask you a question, right? Sure. So I'm gonna go back to the next topic. I'm gonna go back to what's happening, okay? Have you grabbed your people and grouped them in broadcasts?
Yes.
Yeah, but I did that.
A personal message. 500 people are writing. And I would literally write like, I would be like, oh my God, I am feeding my database. Can I have your email? And and that goes out, and you start getting everybody's email. Oh my God! And now you can start the personal one-on-one. Thank you so much for sending it to me. You know, I want to send my baby announcement picture. Or make some shit up, right? Like follow through with what you're saying, but. I mean, if you have a brand new baby, I would use that. So then I would send you my brand new baby picture. You know, people like to see babies, right? Like I would, you know. When I started working in Biscayne, somebody said to me, the way to get in the key is by having your kids in the school. Okay, I have 2 of them. We were part of the school, I was in the PTA, and I'm not a people person, I was not that long, but I was part of the PTA, we were part of the church, we were in the community center, we were in the ocean, we were in the beach club, right? I knew all the parents, and every time somebody said, I need to buy, I know all the realtors. All the realtors on the island have been realtors for 30 years, or even ready to retire or pass away, so then I got hold of them. Does that make sense? But you have to do things with the intention of. First time in broadcast. All right, guys.
Well,
No, somebody said, speak a little slower because
Oh,
their
oh,
voice is already too late. Sorry.
We're always filming and recording our Zooms. And I do want to let you guys know, we're listening, your brokers are here, right? It's amazing when we do these classes. But it's very important for you guys to take advantage when we do classes like this. I cannot, but they're listening, I'm gonna pass it on to whoever's next, because you're coming next. Yes, we're here to learn also about the Cove, but please take advantage when we do things in person. Isn't it better for you guys to do it in person?
Yeah.
Yes, we learn a lot more, and we do have a lot of guests here. There are
I
not part of
love
the
in
Cove.
person, like you're coordinating, I mean, every time another. Right, so like if you guys can come in and engage and feel and the energy, it's.
To make, please give a warm thank you.
Even though. I learned from a professor that I had, I majored in hospitality management, and the word stuck to me that he said, those who show up go up.
That's right. That's
So
a
online
powerful
or-
statement. And also we take advantage of it. It's a longer class. We took a little bit longer. I apologize for that, but the more you learn, the better it is. The more you earn. Right?
Yeah.
And right now we're also at the Cove Center, so we're gonna get to hear everything about the Cove. Great, great opportunity for investors, international investors.
Do you have other questions?
Yeah. No more questions? Oh, she's gonna come. Yeah, we have another question.
So I'm sorry, we came a little late, but I wanted to understand, this is consulting, are you guys a team, like what is this?
Who wants to speak about what this club does? Y'all going for it?
Is it the club or the cove we're talking?
Well,
You guys are the club.
It's a development,
Yes,
Right,
yeah.
but we are the club and we're a few brokers are here. Jorge is one of our brokers, Ludi is one of our brokers over there, Carmen, myself. We founded this club over a year ago. So it's a bunch of different brokerages, right? And developers. Beatriz has been part of the club since we started. And people like Andreina, who are consultants, trainers, vendors, lenders, inspectors, whoever is in the real estate industry is part of the club. And what we do want to do is grow together. As you can see, you have many people here that even come from other offices who are not part of the club, and we still invite them because the only way to be successful is what she said. You have to work as a team. And if you don't have a great team around you, it's going to be very difficult. And we share strategies, we share concepts, systems. Every Wednesday, I don't know for how long we've been having it, we have class. No matter what, 10 o'clock in the morning. They're usually Zoom classes, but we do, and we're trying to get more like this hybrid. That's why we have this here. We have, I don't know how many people, like 20, 25 people in the Zoom, and we go around. So we take advantage, like, you know, Beatriz invited us to use the sales center. So then we learn again about a different, you know, construction. Done this, and we go different places. You know, we went to Tampa one time. We went to, what was it that we went? West Palm Beach. West Palm Beach, and we'll learn to do that and work together. And if you have a specific lender for specific need, because not all lenders are going to be the right ones for you, or inspectors or electricians, that's what we're there for, to resource you with everything you need besides education.
As a group of brokers.
Group of brokers and professionals.
And how to level up the level of the realtors
Yes.
in the industry now, because it's been so weak in the past years, and we would like to have the realtors more professional. And better prepared. As a group.
It's a nice community, I have no idea.
So great, Elise, you want to be a part of it? Follow
Yes,
the Instagram?
Absolutely, doing that, I already did that.
Yes, so that's the easiest way to learn what we're doing. And then, you know, if you want to be a part of it, Jenny's here. She can also include you in our group chat. And that's when you start like learning more what we're doing. We want to do a essential class. That's going to be a whole day training, a hands-on to help you implement. Nice. Because, you know, I learned one from one of my coaches, and this is a tip for you guys. It's really not time management. Nobody can manage time. Why? Because we only have 24 hours a day. We all have the same time. What we learn to do is manage activities. And that's exactly what she was trying to tell you. Write the activities. So once you know what activities you have, you can manage the activities. That's where you accomplish and reach the goals.
Beatriz, are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yes. Okay, so don't go. We're gonna switch this camera. I don't know if she wants to do this, but
This is good.
Oh,
Well-
yes, I have a.
Thank you, Andreina, for the presentation.
oh,
Instead of question, so how do you kill it in 90 days?
I would start, like, if I want to kill it in 90 days, I would, if I have past rental clients, I would start calling them. Okay, I would start prospecting 100 people every single day, prospecting, and I would start touching 8 to 12 people every day. Touching meaning, hi, I'm a realtor, nice to meet you. Or hey, do you remember? Happy birthday, I am a realtor. Okay, so every single day, waking up with the intention of trying to speak to 8 to 12 people every single day. 8 to 12 people will lead to 3 or 4 in your pipeline monthly, which will lead to a closing in 90 days.
I wanna say something.
Yeah.
You know, after 23 years in real estate, I can tell everybody the best time for real estate. Real estate is coming right now. Right, yeah, get ready.
why?
Many things are gonna happen. That's gonna be next.
That's you gonna do it here?
Sweet.
Here? Okay, done. I wanna hear that class. That's a good one. Okay, thank you for coming. Coming to Cove, it's Cove. For coming to Cove,
some of you know me, I've been in Barber for already like 15 years with development. And Andrea, your speech was great. I loved it.
I think I've always used you, but you had never used me, right?
No, I don't know how
she said.
but I love discipline. I love waking up to do exactly the same thing that I did yesterday, and that's what helped me be a little bit successful. Maybe
Yeah.
I want us to do it more for you.
To put in there, you know that when they say like if you wanna lose weight or you wanna start working out, they say like eat the same thing for breakfast every day or the same type of food. It's the same method.
You know what, I'm gonna add a story, and because this adds to what Andrea. There was one that I was having a conversation with someone that he was very proud to be pretty, hot, and a top producer. But he was having a time because he couldn't settle during that time, that specific year, whatever. And I said, hear me out on something. You're gonna an extremely intelligent person, that brain, you know. And I said, I'm gonna tell you something. You think because of that package, brain, heart, intelligent, and top being a top producer in the person, that is gonna get you far at any time. And you're wrong. Because she wakes up, she's not that smart, she's not as hard as you, she's not as pretty as you are, this and blah blah blah. But you know what she does every single day? She does exactly this very same thing, even though she's not smart. I'm telling you, this is real people, real story. And she's not that bright. But you know what? She wakes up every single day and does exactly the same thing that yesterday. And this one that is not hard, no smart, no nothing, is a mega top producer. And don't talk about finances, don't talk about numbers, don't talk about politics and anything like that with them, because honestly the conversation doesn't go very far. It still sells millions. The consistency, but I call it discipline, because this woman gets up and does exactly the very same thing than yesterday. And she just follows script, very short. This is real people, real story, real people. And so I'm always like, fuck, I have to, you know, the hardness is gone, so now let me see if I can every single day do exactly the same thing. So I'm gonna try to, that was just a story, real conversation, very real conversation. Of course, the hard one didn't like it. So Cove is I'm gonna do it short. I just wanted to tell you, many of you still, a lot of us still don't understand why Edgewater. And I'm just going to make it like I tried to put Edgewater in the map. And basically we are right here, what is now like the new Manhattan, you know, like the new square that we have here in Miami. So how is each area on this quadrant? So we have Rico that is 50 residential, 50 commercial, is very busy, extremely packed, parking is impossible, blah blah blah, but it's still a bit area. Okay, so that is what we have right now. So we have 50-50. Then we go to downtown, and downtown it goes more into the commercial, small apartments, one bedroom, legal system, education system, a lot of tourism. So that's the combination here. So are you going to walk at night with the dogs and this and that? I don't know how you feel about that. I don't feel very comfortable, but that is the nature of the area. Okay, so it's not that to the family residential side. Brickell is very crowded, and then we come. Okay, here I'm skipping this one just because this is like the rental community. It's a lot of multi-families here, doing rentals. It's a good area, and that, but it's not luxury. It's just rent. It's rental. It's not. There are no homeowners in this area. And then we have Wynwood. The Wynwood is art and lots in terms of residential. Lots of it's commercial and residential. It's mixed. It's not fully residential, and a lot of the small apartments, short-term rental. That's also basically the
and a lot of tourism, and just in case that you guys didn't know. The other day I read a report that it said that 20% of parking income in the entire Miami-Dade comes from basically these 5 blocks that are here. 20% of the parking income, that's how many tourists, tourism and transit we have in this little tiny area. And then here we have the Midtown, which is next to it, and on the north, and here we have the Biscayne district. Those are our neighbors, but also see that none of those neighborhoods are residential, like truly residential, and that's one thing that you need to consider in Edgewater. Edgewater is evolving, and it's evolving into more of a true nature residential. The only reason because we have commercial here is because it's a legislation that requires that new developments to have some commercial on the ground, and that is called Miami 21, I think that is called. So that's why we have some commercial. So the reason we have then all these new buildings, they have a restaurant on the ground over the public is because it's required to build. Other than that, it will be 100% residential. And why is that? It's because of an intent. The city has the intention to have a city more walkable, friendly, pedestrian. So that's basically the story. So when you see all those areas, I want you to notice that if your client wants a condo in a residential area, then a truly residential area, that's the truth. Basically, all the story just to notice, because sometimes we just go day by day, and we just sell condos, and sometimes without realizing how much some areas have evolved. So this is truly residential, and that's what it is. It has water. We have waterfront. It's fully residential. You can walk at night. There's another cool thing, just in case that you haven't realized. Why traffic is so great here and why you can walk without so many cars coming in and out? Because Edgewater is very particular. It has a lot of, you have Biscayne, and then you have just, the streets, they go all the way to the end, but they don't interconnect. There's no interconnection. So Waze doesn't bring you here to take a shortcut. Basically you have to go through the Biscayne traffic, but the neighborhood itself, you still can walk with a kid, a stroller, and dog. Even the dogs are all over the place eating, and so that's what I wanted you to notice and understand what it is Edgewater. Edgewater. Now let's go back in time so we can go forward in the future. 15 years ago, when I always said I started on Marquee. We cannot say here, I started on Marquee helping my sister to, just helping. It was just I don't know, destiny or I was just helping her with something. I wasn't in real estate. And she said, I remember the speech. You see all this here from here, this kind of there? That is the future. And we're going to have casinos, and it's going to be hotels, and it's going to be blah, 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 blah. The future of Edgewater, when Edgewater, I don't know if you have been here long enough, this was the place where you didn't want to be lost, especially as a woman. Please, the car don't stop here if I don't have gas. Let me go across. It was bad. It was very bad. This area, not to mention what is Winwood. It was really bad. So we saw that future, and you know what? That future happened differently, but it did happen. With the casino, the lower casino didn't go through, so it didn't happen. That part didn't happen, the hotels didn't happen, and you know what? The evolution didn't happen. Now we have all these beautiful condos, and you can walk around, there are restaurants. It did change a lot. What's happened? So why all this story? All this story is to tell you why you should promote Cove. Do you see all these spots here? Or this is the future of Edgewater. That's what's coming in the future for this area. Right now there are 5,000 apartments, units 23 buildings that are coming to the market in the next years. Just imagine, 23 buildings. Which investor client doesn't want to buy in an area that is about to explode? Everybody wants that because everybody wants to have their appreciation. So this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen in the next 6, 7, 10 years, because that land, it was already purchased. That land and lots is already been designed, drawing, and developing. So that is coming just for you, the client that you have that wants to be in the hardest spot. I'm telling you, in 5, 6, 7 years, when we have all these buildings coming up, it's great. So out of those buildings, the 23 buildings, there are only 8 buildings, 4 projects that are going to be on the water. Only 4 of them. And those 4 are addition, coming with 3 towers, area recycle 2 towers. We are Cove Miami, and the last one is a rental. It's not, it's a multifamily, it's not a condominium. So that is very important. Why Edgewater? Why Cove? Cove is on the water. We are right here on the water. It's 23 buildings versus 8. Out of those 8, 7, actually, I think that one, out of those 8, 7 are on the water. What it means to be on the water, it means, first of all, it's like a life insurance. I don't know if you were here in 2008, by 2010, everything that was in the water, it was already double the price, and it was those were the firms that sold it first. They took them out of the shelves in seconds. So water is like a life insurance. Never forget that. I've seen it many times. So if this building is on the water and the other one is across the street, like, I don't know, like let's say this building versus Cove, I'm telling you that we're gonna sell it first, just because it's on the water, and water is it's like an insurance. Yeah. So second, because you're not gonna be able to jump on the water. We're gonna have like a water deck, where you can have a paddleboard and a kayak, or you can be in and out on a jet ski. So those are the reasons for let's say the market was a reason to have to sell a Cove. In terms of the structure, I'm gonna put it short. So basically, this is only 40 floors, 116 residences, apartment building. This is considered to be boutique. So we are a boutique luxury condominium that's going to be delivered finished with floors, with closets, with the finishes are all the finishes that are downstairs. The water, the electrical for the windows is also going to be delivered. So basically, it's a turnkey apartment. 116, only 4 residences per floor. More than 30,000 square feet in amenities. This is huge spaces for so little of building. So I'm gonna go in terms of amenities. Trust me, we have all the beautiful amenities that any luxury building can have. I'm gonna go so I don't have you here forever. Location, we are on the 29th. We see here Icon Bay. So it's going to be right in between Icon Bay and let's say in the crossing. Here is where Villa is going to be. Here is Icon. This is the lot. 3, 2, 2, and 3 bedrooms. So that's what we have now. This is gossip. Of course, don't go around, but this is something that we're working on. There was a change on how do you call it, in the code, in the zoning. So there was a little, change that it gave us a benefit, and it's the benefit of increasing the number of units. So what the developer wants to do, yeah, right. I'm only talking to 40 people. Yeah, exactly. So what the developer wants to do is maybe have additional density on that west side, and we're gonna have 1-bedroom units below, very likely below the $1 million, which is something that the market is really dying for. So just for you to know that we're gonna talk
I
about.
have a question about the view, because that really concerned about the location of the building, because right now,
That's
you got,
it.
yeah, but that's a view on.
On the
very
south.
high floor. But then you got that building at the end that's gonna be built, and then you got right here, the small one that, I don't know what's gonna happen, that you have Villa, and then you have Biscayne. So which, if you're buying the view, which is you're not first line, which units are gonna keep the view, because you see that way?
Let me right there, because that is even a I'm gonna put it this way. It's more of a rental challenge, a realtor challenge. We put ourselves in the position of not selling anything because the view is wrong and because my client is not gonna like it. I was selling on the beach, right there, right here on the side of the water, and even they will complain because there was a neighbor right here and there was another neighbor right here. I have news for you. Everything in Miami is blocked. We're gonna
Can
have,
I add into
we're
that?
gonna have 1,000 buildings. We're gonna have million neighbors, and there is nothing. If you want a building for yourself with no blocking the views, I invite you to go to the Everglades and have a look at that. I'm telling you, I have that, and it's from the buildings. I'm here at home, and I have that being in sunny out selling belly or porch or money all the time. Let's listen. The client, it doesn't exist. The building that it has a total unobstructed view.
Yeah.
It has to be, I don't know, the penthouse on a mega tower, like for Aston Martin, one of these.
I wanna add into that. I remember 2 years ago, a realtor called me at nighttime crying because her client wanted to sign an offer and she could not allow her client to buy the house because that roof was falling apart. And I said to her, is this house for you? Do you know if they're planning to fix the roof after? Do you know what their plans for this property is? No, but how can I know? It is not yours. Take your emotions out. It is not your money. It is what your client wants, and you're here to put the transaction together.
So, for example, let me tell you, for someone, you know, that, for someone coming in the middle of the United States, this is lovely. Beautiful, I'm looking at the ocean and it's bright and it's nice. Oh, but you are telling the person, I don't know what. No, I'm real honest, and right now I'm being very beautiful.
And there is on the islands.
What is it?
There are no lots, direct ocean view left to build in the Miami area, with the exception of a few. I think there are 3 already, because one is on the Concentrate in Sonia. That's it, everything is taken.
So you're gonna have neighbors.
Yeah, that's it.
But I think the question was like, well, what is the first view?
No, he was objecting the, like, the view is gonna be what it was. I never said view, I said water.
Water, okay.
Water, I said water, and the reason for the water is because you can go there. And kind of every single weekend, or people can come and pick you up on the boat.
But from, the question is there any spot that you will have ocean view in the lower market or no?
Bayview. This is a low, it's a low.
So there, you will have the.
Every single unit, will have every single unit from the entire building will have ocean view.
Water. Okay, that's the question. There are some spots that.
I mean, if you want to have a detail on the views, the two sides.
Like, I understand that you can have that view everywhere, but if there are spots.
It's partial.
You have the PDF with the view.
I'm sorry?
I saw a PDF, when you were moving it, that shows how is the view.
Listen, the building has 360 degrees views everywhere.
So what is
of the south or the east, you see the view.
Yeah.
But are you going to have a total view?
By the way, Beatriz, you're my favorite person. Beatriz, you invited me in May, so this is my second time I'm listening to this presentation, so don't focus on the view at the moment, let me speak, because this is a great project.
It's one of my favorite right now, the location.
If you scan, I'll send you the whole. And no presentation, the whole portfolio of all the views taken possible, and all the drones and all the blah, 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 blah. Just, I'm inviting you. Let the client decide what view, what price, what finishes, what, let it decide.
So once you know about the floor plans, amenities, you're like, well,
Best sales person they have.
I'm very, very, very disciplined. I'm very disciplined, and he has a style to sell. Very interesting. Very never aggressive, but very assertive and very but straight. You know, like I'll shoot you right in the middle. All right. So if you scan, I'll send you the information you just requested. We have 2, 3. Very likely we're gonna have 1. So we have 2, 3. Our apartments started at 1.5. Okay, our lowest price per square foot is $894. $800, $94. That's the lowest price that we have. It's 2 years. 2 years construction will be delivered in 2026. Another reason why guess what's going to happen in 2026? We're not gonna have that much inventory. Why? Because the towers that we have today are massive, huge. So how long are they gonna take? 3, 4 years. When is it gonna be delivered? 27. Very likely 27, 28 is when we're going to have the inventory. We are gonna be delivering in 26, so you're very, very likely gonna be either selling or renting Cove anyways, because there's nothing else in 26. Okay, so that's another reason to be selling there, because the lifetime of your business is going to be shorter. If you sell an apartment that's going to be delivered in 4 years, then that's the time that you're going to be waiting to rent it again. Prices start around 1.5, commission 6%. What else can I tell you? Other than that, come and visit me, and then we'll do a long presentation. Okay. Anything else? On your association. 137. 137 rental is 30 days. Minimum maximum 30 days, 12 times a year. Right now, touring 4, but very likely we're going to have an addition of 22 units. Our bedroom. The price 3.2. It's big. It's a nice and a very nice layout.
Show us the amenity. He talked about the amenity. So like, what are the amenities?
137.
Sorry?
137, HOA, 30-day rental, get out. 12. For what? 12 a year.
And at the lobby, we have a concierge.
Está vivo, está vivo. Sobrevivió.
Next time, when okay. So we have the instance again. Have a pet spa for those owners that want to prove that they can pet. If you have a dog and whenever you back your dog, you then all together in one home. But we're gonna have a pet spa that you want to place and or you want to call a groomer. We're gonna have package receiving. Package receiving will be cold and dry. Dry, regular brown box. Cold, flowers, medicine, food. Just in case you're gonna take longer than expected. We are, of course, by being in the waterline, we're gonna be able to enjoy, close faster that way from the boardwalk. The boardwalk goes from Edgewater all the way down to Brico. And this is again an initiative from the city to have more of a pedestrian. We were not pedestrians 20 years ago at all in Miami. So now this is an initiative, and you're gonna be noticing slowly but surely forming into a nice boardwalk because I mean the city cannot obligate the old buildings to build it. So that any new building will have a nice front area. So it's introduced in a couple of places, but it's coming along very nice. Of course, we're gonna have that on the big side. Yeah, remember we are right here in between Icon and Moon Bay. Okay, so on the other side we're gonna have boardwalk. There is Icon Bay. And here we have that is Cove. On the level, I don't know if you guys want to see it. This is a water deck. What is a water deck? It's not an arena. Why is not an arena? Because that's a whole nother story with and blah blah. Get a marina is very complicated. So it's a water deck. Now water decks are using it, the developers are using it because it's easier to get a permit for that. It's flooring. The only thing is that you cannot tie a boat on it. So there are two reasons not to have a marina. Not only us, but everybody else. Now, number one, it's very shallow. So anyway, big boats are not going to be able to come in. And second, it's very shallow, and you cannot get it. So water decks, and even another business has started to try to get the water deck where you can jump in and out on a kayak, paddleboard, or on a small boat. Small boat can come in, I mean something that you can lift the engine, then you can do that. So we're gonna have the water deck, and here on this corner, we're going to have a restaurant. This restaurant is gonna be open to the public. And it's also going to give room service to the apartments on the building. We're going to have two parking, it will be valet, and it's going to be 2 parking spaces for the 3 bedrooms and 3 for the 4 bedrooms. Is it negotiable because I have a private? No, welcome to Miami. This is possible. No. Period. No. So, I'm sorry.
Are you selling or offering the option of little storage for example, if I have one part of more than ever?
Yeah, we're gonna sell the yes. Yes. It's like storage, but that's been decided. It is yes, definitely. So on the 6th, so the parking on the 6th and 3rd, we have the amenity deck, and we have a pool, a very nice pool on the south side of the sun exposure. Next to it, we're gonna have cabanas and a spa, full spa. Also, on this 7th floor, what is the number 4? We're going to have a theater. It's a 16-seat theater, very nice. Real chairs, the ones that you can really sit and recline. And we're gonna have a business center. This business centers are coming back. Do you remember? I don't know, when I was little, like business centers was on every single building and then disappeared, and now it's like, I feel like they're coming back. Because a lot of people are working from home. So we're gonna have a business center with conference area, or 2 offices for everybody and 8 offices for sale. To the residents, okay, only. Then on the 6th floor, we have the gym, and this gym has a nice architecture feature, which is, it has like this atrium space. I really like it, and that's where we're gonna have all the speeding bikes. Next to it, something that is new, let me go back. Here on the back, we're going to have from all along the east to west. On the north side, there's gonna be a jogging path. We're gonna create a jogging path, and in the middle, a lot of machines, like outdoor exercising. So we're gonna have that. And next to it, we're gonna have the yoga room. On the other side, here, there's gonna be a wine room and with a wine storage. Next to it, an adult game room with a pool table, and a kitchen, and like a dining area for you. Yes, something that I really like, and I love the pet room. I really like that one, and also we're going to have another thing that I like. It's a guest room, and a guest room for just in case that you have guests and you don't have room and you want to be independent. There's a guest room that you can use like a hotel room. It's just that you're gonna pay for the cleaning in and out, and that'll be it. But that is a nice feature also to have. And on the top floor, just is basically everything for a Sunday afternoon barbecue. That's was gonna be. It's just with the addition of a beautiful sunset view from the top. So that's what we're gonna have on the rooftop. Those are the amenities. Any other questions?
Yeah, but I read started on the 8th floor, right?
Yeah, we start on the 8th floor.
Yeah.
And just in case, some people asked for the view and the buildings next to us. So the building next to us is Moon Bay. It's right here. This building that you see right here, that is called Moon Bay. They sold the air rights to us, so they cannot build any higher. That's it. Even if they demolish, it has to be again the same height. So because of that, it's not going to block us. We are right here. This is our lot. That's where we are, and we are running because we are partially in line, partially but that anyways gives us. If we can see the lot from here, that means that from there we're gonna see the water. So basically, that is what the location is. And just remember, even if it's not like a straight water view, like clean from the front, that you're still gonna have water life. You're still gonna be able to jump on the kayak, and just remember that seven buildings. Even if we are with a limited view, we're gonna be one of those 7 buildings, and behind you're gonna have another 15 buildings trying to compete with you because they have no water access. Anyways, that is you're gonna appreciate your assets. Any question? One pool? Yeah, you don't need more pools. I saw buildings with 800 residents with only one pool. Actually, it's all. I use one resident, I wish house. If they didn't have a pool, okay, guys, thank you for coming. And I don't know. The mic.
I don't know, we're still here. It's still here, we didn't lose anyone. Well, I hope that you guys liked it. As Beatriz and Carmen said, next week, the class is also gonna be here, right, Rudy? Here? Yay! Come on, Rudy! Bell House in the house, and we're gonna be teaching, well, Rudy just said that this is the best time for real estate. I agree with her. And she's gonna tell us why we think that this is the best time to be in real estate, so you cannot miss it next week. And we're gonna send the recording to all the brokers, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed it. Bye.
Bye.